Thank you, brother. I wore it just for here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the Community News and Viewer program of Channel 52. This program is based on highlighting on community outreaches and community works that we are doing through this pandemic through COVID-19. And right now, I have with me two community members which are very actively working within Patterson. Uh, the first one is Muslimuddin, which is the first ward councilman, and he's actually born and raised in Patterson, went to William Patterson University. And the other person is Sally Thomas, who's an educator, also in Patterson Public School, as a math teacher. So they both came up. Welcome, both of you, and
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yes.
you're very welcome. So I personally, as I find out that what you guys are doing, it really humbles me, and I really thank you as a Pattersonian because it's my city, and I really appreciate, especially coming from an educator, because you can see on daily basis what you have seen in schools, how kids are home now, with with the time off from school, how meals can be a challenging thing on daily basis. Parents are now working, and with this pandemic, situations are getting difficult. And Mr. Bean, from your perspective, um, as a first Bangladeshi coming in an initiation together. So I want to know more about your organization. Please tell us, because when did it start and how did it start? And please go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So the organization is called North Jersey Mutual Aid, and it started basically when the pandemic started to reach uh, New Jersey, and more particularly in Patterson. We didn't realize how long this pandemic would last, and we didn't realize how hard hitting it would be. And then we've seen the ramifications, like you mentioned, how schools have been closed, people have lost their jobs, businesses have to close down. So having a simple thing like a meal or toilet paper became something of starting a crisis. So that's about where we came in, through having these phone conversations and saying, hey, I think that we could be able to do something in order to maybe provide meals specifically to the most vulnerable in our communities, the seniors.
Thank you for doing that. And I specifically want to, mark this because there are other organizations which are giving groceries, but at certain time, a cooked meal has
Mm.
its own meaning, because these could be the people who are seniors or disabled who actually don't have, or sometimes even COVID, survivors or people who are going through who do not actually have the energy to get up or even, make a warm cup of tea for themselves. So this goes, a long way.
Yeah.
Mustafin, you give me your perspective that when did you find out about this organization and how you realized that I need to join that organization?
Right. So during the pandemic, I would say when it started to hear close by, when it started actually, we started hearing on the news that it started contracting in Bergen County. That was hit close to home. So Zelly thought about a way that we could actually make an impact and help our community during the most difficult time. So he gave me a call. It just started from a conversation, and he was like, "This is what I want to do," and I was hoping your input on it and how we could move forward. And I told him I'm on board 100%. I thought it was a great idea. It's a great initiative, and it basically just started from a phone call, and then overnight, we it just people just started joining. We have a Facebook page that people can join. It's called North Jersey Mutual Aid, and overnight we had like over 500 followers, that people that wanted to also be part of the movement. And I believe that I have a 73-year-old grandmother, and what pushed me toward helping our community at our most difficult time is that she has her grandchildren like me and my other cousins and my siblings, and she also had children. Other people are not that fortunate where they have someone that could always keep an eye on them. My grandmother lives 2 houses down from me, and we try our best to make sure she has something. So this is something that was still through my like my grandparents, and I just want to help the most vulnerable, our senior citizens at this time.
It's amazing. It's amazing that what you guys are doing. So, how many partners do you guys have as of now?
We have, I would say, at least 12 or so volunteers that work with us on a consistent basis, and then we also have people who like join in every like week or so who are inspired by what we've been doing and want to be able to participate and help. There's so many people across, Patterson and even outside of Patterson who see what we're doing. They want to help. They've been waiting to help, and they see this opportunity to help as well. But I think the other important part of this too, is like the local businesses as well. The first businesses that we partnered with was IHOP in downtown Patterson, and they started to provide us free breakfast to the seniors. And then one of the days that me and Musleh had went to the senior building, and they asked us like, "Hey, like, what about dinner? You guys delivering dinner too?" And then it became like this idea, like, "Oh, maybe we could deliver dinner as well." And then I asked Musleh, like, "Hey, do you know any spots that can get us a great discount on dinner?" And then he was able to find that for us.
That's amazing. So, within those restaurants, is there any restaurant which also provide halal food?
Yes, actually, we partnered it with. We have partnership with Gyro King, that's located on Union Ave. They serve halal food, so we also have partnership with people that if they're strictly need a food of that's halal, we also have a partnership with places like Gyro King as well. And going forward, we have like at least good amount of partnership with different restaurants and eateries in our community. But every day is growing. We try not to serve them one kind of dish every single day. It's always something different. The last meal we did was we usually do like sometimes there's Italian food, or we have Jamaican food, or we even have the Spanish food as well. We try to keep it diverse, give our senior citizens different kind of meals that they could enjoy.
Oh, that's amazing. Maybe it's even better than Meals on Meal, and they're having variety,
Yeah.
sitting in their own home, getting a cooked meal. That's amazing. So, how many meals? Is there a number that you guys shoot per day that you guys want to reach?
Yeah, I think that's the other great thing about the partnerships that we have with these local businesses is that sometimes we have our goal or like 95 meals or 90 meals a day. And then the restaurant, because they support what we're doing, they may add in like 5 free meals or 10 free meals. And, there's such a big demand for these hot cooked meals that we always have a spot for or a home for these meals. And like Musa could tell you that, some of the buildings that he services, like they have no problems with extra meals.
That's amazing. So, how how much money have you raised so far within this initiative?
Right. So far we've raised like over $6,000 in order to fuel this operation. One of the things we always say that this uh, mutual aid project is people powered. It's powered by volunteers, and it's powered by moral support, and it's powered by donations. Because as more and more people ask to be serviced, like people call and say, "Hey, can you add my neighbor? Can you add my aunt? Can you add my grandmother?" And like Musa said, we don't turn down anybody. The bill always, increases as well. So sometimes the bill is up to like 400 or 500 or even $600 a day. So we always have to make sure that we fundraise in order to continue doing this much needed project.
We have questions here. So the first question is, what is your plans about first ward residents? I think this entails to both of you.
What was the question? What are our plans for first ward residents?
Yes.
As in, what,
What,
providing meals or?
um, okay, so that is not there. That I guess because we are talking about your organization is about providing meals.
Right.
That must be entailing to that if that was not there. So
Yeah, we provide meals. It's at citywide actually. Um, we it's not just one individual ward. It's actually all the 6 wards. It just people could be from anywhere as long as they're on the list and uh, we we know about it ahead of time. We make sure we deliver meals to them.
okay. The next question is, how are you helping children?
So, one of the things that we're doing to help children is that a lot of people realize that we are doing mutual aid and that we're delivering resources to people. And one of the things that we do to aid children and parents is sometimes they ask for Pampers, they ask us for milk or baby food or things just specifically for kids. So sometimes we're able to do those runs as well for people to really support families that are struggling at this need. This organization is only like 4 weeks old, and we really just getting off the ground. And there's so many different things that we wish to be able to do to support kids, support the homeless population, and support the immigrant and undocumented community. But we're just growing right now, and we want everyone's support and everyone's input because we can't do this by ourselves, and we need each other in this time of crisis.
That is absolutely right. You really said it very well, Zem, that in this time of need, we really do need each other.
Mm-hmm.
I commend you with this. And we have a comment here with Azi Alam. He's saying amazing initiative by both of you, led by example, which is absolutely true. The more better examples people would see, and it becomes an initiative among younger and anybody to help out. And he has another question: how can we contribute towards your fundraiser?
Yes, great question because there's a different couple ways you can contribute to this project. If you know me or Musleh personally, you can give us cash donations, and we'll be able to put that into the meals. We could also cash app myself, Zelly Imani. That's ZELLIE IMANI, and you can cash at me, and then we'll be able to use that in order to buy meals. And the other thing too that we're also about to do too is start providing our seniors with masks and gloves, because we know how much that's so desperately needed for our seniors.
That some of the seniors who are not able to pick up medication, so you were able to provide, pick it up and provide, deliver to their homes as well. So that's another thing and nice gesture which you guys are considering, that seniors
Right.
in their medication.
Right. This organization just started, like I said, over a conversation, and we didn't expect to go the far of the past the limits that we didn't have any kind of expectation, but just to support our community at this most difficult time. And people can, if they want to donate, they could also reach out to me. You could find me on Venmo as well, Musleh-Uddin. You can search my name, and this is not just, this is the tip of the iceberg. We're just trying to get through this difficult time like everybody else in not just in Patterson, but globally. But this is the tip of the iceberg. We're going to do a lot of beautiful things for our community here. And right now we're just focusing on helping people during this pandemic.
Right. I think too, Musle, if you remember, another beautiful thing that happened is that a lot of businesses are supporting us, like I mentioned before.
Yes,
And
yes,
I think the first week or so, because florists were not considered essential businesses and they had to close,
yes. Mhm.
they started to donate their flowers to us so that we can deliver flowers to our seniors as part of their package. And they was just so surprised and happy about that. So it's a beautiful thing that we're doing, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. I know that once more people be involved and share their ideas, that we could do so much more for our city.
Okay. So there was one question here that so it's great initiative clearly, but how are you making up to your expenses or your expenditures?
So I think the answer is that we are make up the expenses through the donations. Like every day we have like a goal in order to raise enough money in order to feed the seniors for the following day or the following 2 days. So luckily we are so blessed and fortunate to have a supportive community that's able to really donate to us consistently. And this is how we're going to get through this by supporting one another.
So your initiative is basically uh, within Patterson, or if you receive requests outside Patterson, are you guys willing to go ahead and help that tour?
That's actually a very great question, because North Jersey Mutual Aid, it's an organization, but we have people in different areas of Jersey as well. We have people in Newark and all the neighboring areas that are close to us as well. Because if you go to our page, you can see there's always people just throwing out ideas, people asking for support, and we just help each other out. If I don't have the answer, Zelly might have the answer. If Zelly might not have the answer, somebody probably in Newark has the answer. We also helped out as giving. There's people that actually need water that in Newark, and we were able to, through North Jersey Mutual Aid, actually help out people in Newark as well. And Zelly, you could expand on that.
Yeah, so there's an organization in Newark called the Newark Water Coalition because Newark has this water crisis, and they was reaching out to see if anyone had any connections to water, and we was able to reach out to this water company, and they donated over 70 cases of water to us, and we was able to provide that to the team in Newark, and they was able to deliver that to various people in Newark, New Jersey.
I have another question that I see that what is being done for the elderly who are living alone?
So the people that are the elders that are living alone, it all depends on different kind of, especially the senior citizen homes, because we have to be very precautious in how we interact. We usually, what we do is we talk to management. One of the citizen homes, actually, they give us a list. They probably have over like 200 something people living there, but they have a list of people that are dire need of things, that are living by themselves. The person I was talking about before, prior, she's actually living alone. She's an elderly woman that she was not able to actually go to the grocery store and actually buy food. And she was calling us and telling us how she was in dire need of food. So through our organization, we delivered meals, and we also actually had canned food and stuff, that essential things that she could food that she could have around the house as well. We gave her a couple of boxes. So we have list of people that are elderly and that they're living alone, and we try our best to fulfill their needs during this whole pandemic.
Awesome. So I know because the basic necessity is people which are facing right now is food, medication. You guys have covered both of those. At the same time, sadly, death is another thing which is we are dealing with.
Yeah.
So um, do you guys have dealt with it or have any future plans, if in terms of funerals, or how you guys are going to support that, or if you guys have came across with certain situations?
I can speak personally because through one of my deliveries last week to a senior building, one of the seniors, she came outside and she told me that one of the ladies inside the building had passed away from COVID-19. And that was really, like heart wrenching to know that, a person that we was trying to support through this actually, still succumbed to this virus. Last week too, we donated to a funeral home because we know that funeral homes are being swamped because of all the death. But that's a great point. I think it's something that me, Musleh, and the rest of the team will look into to try to help support families through this crisis as well.
Because I know it is expensive. It is, besides being expensive, it's so emotional. We all are going through this together, worldwide.
Yes.
I feel like during this pandemic, there's no right or wrong answer because this is something that's unprecedented and that we're all facing it at the same time. There's no instructions for it. Like going forward, we're taking each day as it comes for everyone. And for us just to get through this, we just have to show unity and we just have to support each other.
Mm-hmm. And the other part too, Musleh, is that the support isn't just like this material support that we're doing, because the meals are great, but also
Right.
in the day, we have someone that calls to see like what meals they want. And that phone conversation, they love that phone conversation. Just the fact that someone is reaching out to them, they have someone to talk to, and just the fact that someone is caring for them through the meals, through the phone calls, it does so much to like lift their spirits and make them feel that they're not alone in this crisis.
Yeah, we're into this together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a question here from Sarah. Is there any hotline or anything that someone could call if they are in need of mental support, or just someone to talk to? During this time, people are really down and are shut out, being home and away from human interaction.
I think that's a very important and that's a very great question. Um, for now, we do not have a hotline. We do have our contact information. Anyone that needs to talk, they could actually message us privately on Zelly Thomas on Facebook or Musleuddin. We all need someone to talk to, especially during this difficult time. I mean, I put my number out there if anybody has they just want to talk privately, just between us. They just want to discuss everything that's going on. My phone number is 862-684-1004. But going forward, we are going to try to have a hotline where everyone has access to it, so we could, make sure that everyone's all right.
Yeah.
That is amazing, because I myself recognize that, being from the background of psychology, that how important it is to be able to talk to somebody. At times that could actually help people to make wrong decisions, or and everybody is down right now. So that was a very good question.
Yeah, that was a
That's a
great
very good
question.
initiative that you guys are willing to go, this much, that that you guys are willing to do this.
Yes.
So let me ask this from both of you. I know right now you guys are helping out with the meal, and you guys are even willing to open up with the mental health, hotline. Or what are your future plans?
Yeah. Some of the future plans are trying to do like groceries to some families at least once a week. We did a survey to our seniors and we found out that half of them don't have anyone to get groceries for them. So what we're trying to do now is almost collaborate with the mayor's office and have our own operation too, where we can figure out how to get groceries to some of these seniors in need, because we really want them to stay inside the house as much as possible, you know. And if we're telling people to stay inside the house,
that's a great idea.
you got to provide for them.
That's a great idea because yes, because I think they are going to be rolling for. It's called Neighborhood Express.
Yes.
He's starting an initiative with the seniors that we would be looking for volunteers to deliver items.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to add one thing on mental health. We we all go through it. We have our ups and downs. That's why I personally put out my number there. I said you could reach both of us on Facebook. I think there's it's very vital, especially within our community. You know, mental health is very important, and I feel like we don't express it enough. You know, it's something that's very dear to me, and I feel like we need more, you know, exposure for mental health.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely agree with you on that, specifically because our background is such that um, culturally we don't want to just mention that we have problems,
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
specifically when it goes to emotional and psychological health. And with this time frame, everybody is. It doesn't matter which background you are. We all are actually dealing, and by not addressing it, uh, we are actually closing our mind, and it is extremely dangerous. It can become dangerous as well.
I think too, I agree with Musleh because this is, I think he said earlier, a very different time for all of us because a lot of us may have experienced like death or having someone in the hospital, but now it's like we can't go to the hospital to see our loved ones. If they're on a deathbed, we can't visit them and comfort them. Even if they pass away, we may not be able to attend a funeral service for them. So these are like these new struggles that a lot of us have never faced before and never experienced, and we really need to figure out a way to help support each other through this crazy times.
We have another question here. What are the requirements for people to volunteer for the elderly delivery program?
the requirements for it, just simply you could just message us. You could call us. You could reach us on Facebook once again, Zeli Thomas or Musliuddin, or you could always also reach us. Also, you could look up our organization, North Jersey Mutual Aid, and get in contact with us. There's not we actually don't look at any resumes or anything like that. I mean, the more help, the merrier for us.
Yeah, yeah. And what's so funny?
Okay, so is there as a parent? Go ahead, please go ahead.
Oh, I was saying like what's so funny about that is like we usually kind of like I think expect people to drive because they have to drive and make deliveries.
Mhm.
Then yesterday someone came without a car and they actually walked to make the deliveries, and he walked to one house and then he actually took taxis to the other houses, and like the people, they were so surprised like, wow, this young man was so dedicated and so thoughtful that he actually took taxis back and forth to make these deliveries, and it just shows like the heart of our community, how much we care for one another.
That's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, this is amazing how people are willing to actually, come out of their comfort zone and go ahead so much because it is a scary time and people really do want to do good stuff. So my question as a parent, as you guys don't have a specific requirements, uh, so there is no age requirement. So can I send my teenager like to help you guys out?
I guess like 18 and over, Musleh.
I was gonna say that, bro. You just took it out of my mouth. Actually, yes, at least at age of 18, and we do provide masks and hand sanitizer, and we take the proper precautions and gloves, so she would not have to worry about that at all. Like I said, we don't look at any resumes. Our only thing that we look is you're willing to give. You know, that's it. You know, and every day I feel like there's volunteers that want to, you know, help with our organization, and everyone is welcome.
Okay. So is there a protocol? Because I know at William Patterson University, because they're doing the testing, I know it's more expensive. exposure to them, but you guys might be exposed to COVIDs as well. Do you guys do certain precautions while delivering, or is there a process that you guys are going to? Can you explain that?
Yeah, like how Moose started off is that everybody who volunteers, they have to be obviously a little bit healthy and not have any of the symptoms of COVID-19, like no like coughing, no fever, or so on and so forth. We provide them gloves, hand sanitizer to use, and face masks. And the other thing too is that we do drop-offs. So we try to minimize physical contact between us and the seniors as much as possible. So on the drive to making your delivery, you make a phone call and say, "Hey, we're on our way," so that the senior can either come downstairs or be at their front door, and then you just drop it onto the steps or drop it in front of the stores, and you could just wave goodbye and try to minimize contact as much as possible, because we want to protect ourselves and we want to protect them as well.
Awesome. Another question is for Azialam. Is your initiative limited to kids, senior and kids only, or is it for anyone in need within New Jersey?
Anyone in need. There's no kind of limitations when it comes to helping our community. We just basically we have other people besides senior citizens, but these are people around this time that they're most vulnerable. So that's why we always express about the senior citizens.
Right, right.
Okay. So Zali, my next question is actually to you. I know because you're educator, you're a teacher. Is there any new thoughts in your mind that because kids are home and homework is, and I actually personally have to thank you as a teacher because using our minds how difficult it is to deal with teachers. And I have to say this to any parent out there who thinks that teachers, they're not doing their job, they know how difficult it is. So are you willing to provide help to parents or kids who are dealing with homework situations or things like that?
Yeah, that's something that I've been thinking about as well. The scary part about this whole COVID-19 situation and how it affects the schools is that our kids have been out of school for a month so far, and then the governor said that it may go on, to May 15th, and he'll make another, decision. So we may be out of school for 2 months or even, the whole year. So you have to imagine how much education our kids are missing out of. So one of the things like I'm really trying to think about right now is trying to figure out what type of summer programs that we can do as a city. So making sure that anything that kids did not learn during these 2 months, that we can at least try to catch them up now. Because if you imagine, there's going to be kindergartners who's going to be missing out, and they're going to still get put in the first grade anyway, even though they may not be on the first grade level.
You're absolutely right. So any suggestions that you want to give them for even parents or kids?
Yeah, so there's so many different websites out right now that I recommend to parents. Like Khan Academy is a real great one to get math. Another one's called Learn Zillion. And the reasons why I'm recommending these two websites is because they show videos, because you know how hard the new math is for a lot of kids and the parents to understand. And these videos show you step by step how to do some of these activities. So I really, if you do have internet access, to really take advantage of a lot of these websites.
So thank you so much. You guys are doing an amazing job, especially within staying in Patterson within our city. I personally thank you guys as my own, neighbor. That I really appreciate that what you guys are doing and this initiative that you guys have started. And it looks like that the limits are the sky. It's gonna go way higher because you guys are not limited. We know we're not just doing meals. You guys are everywhere, and you are willing to do anything.
Thank you.
So I personally commend that, and I really appreciate you guys doing this. Any last messages that you both want to give to our viewers?
I'll start off, Zelly, then I guess you could close it off. I just want to say we're in this together. There's no time frame where this pandemic is going to be over. We just got to take it the one day at a time. And for us to get through this, we have to show unity. We have to help each other out. There, I say, let's take the no out, always a yes. We'll find ways to figure things out. It's like a very difficult time. Like when you guys were talking about education, my heart goes out to like the middle schoolers that are like the eighth graders that are supposed to graduate this year.
Yes.
Also our high school seniors. Like this is something that, to me personally, I feel like very emotional about it. Like this is, supposed to be their year. There's so many things going on. You have your prom, you have your graduation, you have staff and student activities as well, and this is something they will not be able to experience. And like I said, we're gonna have to find ways. One of my suggestions is even for graduation, maybe we could have some. If it lasts that long, I'm praying it doesn't, but if it does, we could do some kind of virtual graduation. Make sure the kids actually have a somewhat of a graduation. Since we can't physically be there. And I just want to say that not know something so large. It happened overnight, and we're getting coverage from a lot of media outlets. The other day we got a shout out from Zali, from the governor.
Governor.
That was huge. That took us off the sea because we didn't think. We reacted, but we didn't think that how, and the people that we touch. That's the most important thing. We're getting calls and messages from people from all over, even on social media, even family members, friends, people that we probably haven't spoke to in a while. Everybody's busy with their daily lives, just checking up on us because they're saying you're doing something that we're not able to do. And for you guys to do that, just we want you to make sure that you guys are, being careful and safe because we did not me myself did not know that we're doing something that's so impactful, not just to the community but even and nationwide. I just want to thank Channel 52 for having us on here and cover um exposure to the community, like to be more informative and give us the community a glimpse of what our organization is about. So thank you, Zelly. If you want to chime in and close out, thank you.
Definitely. I, I completely agree with you, Musleh. When we first started this, we didn't realize how long the pandemic was going to last. We thought like maybe schools were going to be closed for like a week or 2 weeks. We had no idea it was going to be closed for like more than a month, and that we were going to be doing this for more than a month. And we had that shout out from Governor Phil Murphy last week. And today we got a shout out from Dr. Martin Luther King's own daughter, who said who said what we was doing was like pure goodness. So it's like mind blowing how many people, not just in Patterson, but all over the state and the nation, are watching what we're doing. And it's all because of good heart from our team and good heart from our community, who's really giving us a lot of moral support and financial support in order to continue this operation. Because community is not just about being like living next to somebody. It's about how we're going to come together, especially in these times of crisis. So I thank our community and Channel 52 for allowing us, share what we're doing, and hopefully, you all can get involved as well.
Really nice sweater, bro.
Thank you, man. You in your bathroom?
You see all the diplomas behind me? I don't think that's a bathroom, bro.
Man, it's all your plaques and your awards.